everyone, and welcome to the UTPAT Sisters. My name is Nishka.
My name is Kanchi, and it's ironic that with all the videos we've had on this channel, we haven't really addressed in detail what to do when you get your period in school. Well, today's video we changed that, where we give you young girls out there some tips on how to deal with this in school.
So our first tip would be to be proactive. We've said this in previous videos, but it's always good to keep a schedule either on a physical calendar or on your phone. There's a lot of good apps nowadays for that, just to keep track of when your last period came and when your next one is going to come. Of course, we realize that if it comes all of a sudden, this won't be of really any use, but you know, it's still good to know like when your last one came.
And speaking of being proactive, keeping a small pouch in your bag is such a great idea. I know I made a video in the past on this and my school pouch and what I keep in there, and the benefits of it, but you don't just have to keep pads or tampons in it. You can also keep safety pins, bobby pins, hair ties, hand sanitizer, wipes, lotion, anything that you think you might need for school emergencies. So our second tip is that a jacket is your best friend. So if you're like me and the school is always so cold, despite what the weather is outside, I always bring a jacket to school. But if you don't do that, then what you can do is bring in a light jacket at the beginning of the school year and keep it in your locker for emergencies.
Right, and you know, even if you don't have a locker, because we realize that that's mainly seen in the US, what you could do is just bring the jacket and shove it at the bottom of your bag or your purse or whatever you bring to school. And you know, you may wonder to yourself, why are we saying
this? Why are we mentioning jackets?
But you know, if you happen to bleed through your pants when you're on your period, what you could do is take the jacket and tie it around your waist so that the stain is covered.
Now we realize that in countries that are really warm, it might be extremely uncommon to be bringing around a jacket. So instead what you can do is you can keep a spare change of clothes in your backpack, and that way if you ever do need to change your clothes because you've had an emergency, you have it ready.
So our third tip would be to have a buddy. You know, don't be afraid to establish some trust between you and another female friend. That way, you know, if you ever feel like you're bleeding through your pants, you could ask them to see if it's visible. Or if you ever need a pad or a tampon, you can ask them if they have any to spare.
And I'm sure some of you watching this video are going to be like, okay, yeah, obviously I do that with my friends all the time. But there are going to be quite a few of you out there who might be worried about even introducing this subject with your friends. So we're here to say, don't be scared, because if they're a good friend, they won't judge you, because we all go through this fear. So our fourth tip would be to find a comfortable sitting position. So being hit with cramps in the middle of class, it is awful, trust me. But I find that when you tuck your knees to your chest and sit behind the desk on your chair, that can help relieve some of the pain. If you have any other like sitting positions that look normal or natural that relieve pain, that would be good too.
Right, but we realize that like some teachers, some schools are really particular about the way that you sit in class. Like they don't like slouching or like putting your head on your desk. So you could just ask to leave the room for a little bit and, you know, go take a walk in the hallway or go to the bathroom for a little bit. So our fifth tip would be to carry around a water bottle. It's always good to drink water throughout the day, but especially when you're on your period, it's important to drink fluids because that'll help prevent your blood from thickening and reduce any sort of cramps or back pain you may get.
So make sure to stay hydrated, especially when you're on your period.
So our sixth tip would be to pay your school nurse a visit. We realize not every school has a nurse, but if you do have one, don't be afraid to go. If you're sitting there in the middle of class and you have a lot of cramps, it's not worth sitting there and not being able to focus on your schoolwork. It's better to just go pay your nurse a visit.
And I know, personally speaking, I didn't know my school nurse had a lot of things. So things meaning blankets and snacks and heating pads. So I found out from a friend. So don't be afraid to ask your nurse for what you need if you do need something, because if you don't ask, you probably won't get it.
So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends and families.
Hit that subscribe button and press the bell notifications to get notified on all of our future videos.
And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, feedback for us, or any additional tips of your own, please leave them in the comments below and be sure to check them out.
Bye!